Hey, it's Uncle Milo again. Uncle Milo Explains number 10. This is about how to blow your own horn. Here's the thing. Quite a few years ago, over in South Africa, they came up with this great new horn. It's just a piece of plastic, really easy to make. I got one at a local store. Matter of fact, I got a bunch of them. $2.99. Okay, this is your dreaded vuvuzela. Okay? This thing's a little loud. I can't blow it right, but when it gets going, it's a little loud. Measured, I actually took a Radio Shack sound meter and measured 140 decibels, the top of that sound meter, flattened it out, right to the top, right at the end of that. If you can imagine 10,000 of these things in a stadium, you couldn't hear yourself think. So they were banned. So they've shown up here in America, shown up in some of the stores. Of course, people hate them. You got to be careful where you use these things. You can get in a lot of trouble if you use them. But there's times like if you're at a party or if you're at a lake or someplace where you're allowed to make a noise, they're great to have. The problem is, how do you get one when you don't have one? Well, what I did was I looked around. I finally found a way. This is my homemade version of a horn. It's not a real vuvuzela, but it'll do pretty good. So it's not quite as loud, but pretty decent. I want to show you how to make them. Kids, don't try this at home. This is really more for an adult to do. It's kind of dangerous because it involves using a sharp knife. And then, if you're going to use this, don't blame me for getting in trouble. Use it responsibly. Here's what I found. In the springtime and early summer, here in the Northeast, there's a lot of places that sell something. This is called the Big Bat. Okay, and this big bat, it's got the right shape. All I got to do is cut it down a little bit. So, I'm going to make this right while you watch. Cut this off. Okay. Got a hole here, a couple of little holes here, which honestly are not going to work well musically, so got a little bit of duct tape. This is the handyman's secret weapon, your duct tape. Go ahead and take a hank of it, cut it in half, and going to put that around there, and that will seal it up. Mechanically seals it up. You won't have any sound coming out of the sides. It will keep that thing working properly. Okay, so there's the holes at the side fixed. Now, where I'm going to make the cut, I tried cutting it long, didn't work properly. You want to cut it right at the shoulder, right where it begins to go from the smooth part right and starts to straighten out. That seems to be about the best spot. Remember, be careful when using a knife, don't hurt yourself. Okay, and that's what I'm going to do, is just going to cut this open. Nope, not perfect, but okay, there we go. And here I have myself the bell of the horn. And now for the end, had a little problem while I was doing it earlier, made it too big, it didn't work right, so I want to cut myself a really decent sized hole, but not too big. I don't want to go any farther. You have to be careful when you use a knife. It can catch in the plastic and just get too big. So this is about the right size. Your classic vuvuzela size, as you can see, about that big. We might be able to make it a little bit bigger. So I'm starting a little bit small, and that's what I want to do. I want to be very, very careful when I do this, and bring it in. I'm just putting a hole at the end, right where my mouth is going to go. Make it just a tiny bit bigger, and make sure it's circular, sort of. Well, that's not perfect, but let's see if I can blow my own horn. Oh yeah! That worked good! Okay, this is Uncle Milo Explains, showing you how to blow your own horn. And thank you for watching.